this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're going for a ride and a chat. So today I am heading up Beltway 8. I've got to go all the way into the Heights area to get my hair cut, so my hair looks a little funky today because it's just about to be cut and look beautiful again. But I have some ghost stories for you, so hang on. So I have a ghost in my car, and I could smell her, which is very interesting because usually I sense them. I've told you that many, many times. I usually sense the ghost and then I see the ghost, but I haven't seen her yet. She's in the back, but she smells like bleach. I was like, literally, I drove through an area and I was like, wow, I really smell a lot of bleach. And I was like, wonder why. This is kind of interesting. You know, why am I smelling this? Well, the interesting part is it's the ghost. The ghost smells like bleach. So I am going to ask her why she smells like bleach. She's telling me that she was a maid, so she was always using like bleach, and she had like very like eczema hands from the bleach, you know, like rough fingers and energy around that area of like using the bleach a lot, using all of the chemicals and that sort of thing. And I'm getting the year like 1978, so I'm not sure why 78 is important to her, but 1978 is important to her, and there's a lot of grief, I feel like, coming up. So there's a lot of grief. Something in 1978 had a lot of grief around her. Okay, 1978 she lost a baby, and I feel like she was really young. I don't think like she was even 18 or 19 years old. I'm getting like 16 or so. So she would have been born 70, like 70 or so. 1970-ish is what I'm getting. Because she's telling me she was like 16 when she lost the baby. Like her family was not happy that she got pregnant. She was pregnant in like high school. She lost the baby, and a lot of that had to do with like her own energy with that, kind of like I didn't take care of myself. I knew I was pregnant, but I didn't take care of myself either, and kind of like the energy of what's going on. And she was kind of relieved when the baby didn't make it and she had a miscarriage. So it was kind of like she has a lot of grief caught up in that. A lot of it is because like she really didn't want the baby to be born, I guess, in some ways. I mean, I can understand that, getting pregnant at 16, like you may not want that baby to you know what I'm saying, like it's all the things that it's going to change in your world. I also get with her energy that there was a lot of sadness around the dad. And I do feel like the father of the baby, not necessarily the dad, the father of the baby was someone who was older and kind of took advantage of her. And now she saw it later on in life, but at the time she really didn't understand that she was being used. And, you know, kind of like what 16-year-old does not want to hear, like, oh, you're beautiful, and oh, I'm going to marry you, so you don't have to work, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. So that is just kind of one of those like energies of like what's coming up for her. But like I said, I do feel like she worked as a maid. She's telling me that like she worked for very wealthy families, or considering for her were very wealthy families. She's showing me like their cars, kind of like show me around their house, like, look, they have this. And I'm like, show me about you. And she was like, I'm not important. It's like, it was like her importance came from who she was working for and that sort of thing. So I kind of feel like she worked here in the Houston area. I do feel like she worked for, like I said, wealthy families. River Oaks is what she's telling me. Is there another Oaks around there? Afton Oaks? Afton Oaks? It sounds like Afton Oaks is what she's saying. And so telling me that she worked for very wealthy families, and she was not the important one. It was always like, let me show you the importance of them. Let me show you the importance of like the families I worked for, because that made her feel more important. But I also feel like she was an immigrant. She came over, and her parents were undocumented, but she was documented. So she might have been like an anchor for her family. Like she was the first one born here is what I'm kind of feeling. And then her, like from that, they were able to bring over other family members as well. But I will tell you, kind of like the sadness with her is like, she always lived in fear. She lived in fear of men all the time. Even though she did eventually get married and have 3 children, she always lived in fear of being taken advantage of again. That was like very horrendous for her, and kind of like, I don't trust people. I don't trust what's going on. So that is like really sad, really sad. I get a lot of like being proud of her children, and I feel like there's a girl and 2 boys in the family, so she is like very proud of what they've done and what they've accomplished, and how much they have like kind of just like changed her thinking with stuff. Like the way they thought about things or how they were brought up were so different from the way she was brought up. And that's kind of the interesting part with her, is kind of like, she's like, this is very interesting, of like this energy with all of the stuff that's going on. I'm backing up now, and I gotta get between the lines. I don't know why people want you to park between the lines. I know they want you to park between the lines. So, I know. But she is on for a ride, and so I'm asking her if she wants me to tell just her story, or is she here to meet with like one of my clients. Is she like a family member, one of the clients? No, she's just wanting her story to be heard and kind of like voice things out. She has such an amazing energy, and she worked very long and very hard to kind of get where she was going in her life, and she just wanted to stop in and say hi, and that she mattered. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.